Hey guys, I'm Nikki Wood and welcome to your August 2019 Tarot Forecast. So we've got some things going on this month in the areas of mind, body, heart, and spirit that I'm excited to share with you so that you can make the most out of your month and make the most out of the things that are coming your way. Now before I do start, I like to do a little bit of overall kind of umbrella energy in case there's anything else that comes up in any other areas that we may have missed that may be important for you to know. Now, the thing that we want to take a look at first here in August is the overall energy. So what's going on? So I've got 3 cards here that I pulled up. And instead of kind of going by these cards one by one, sometimes I kind of look at them and I just get an overall feel of the energy. And what I'm just feeling here is that you guys are really tired. And you're kind of having a hard time keeping going with certain things, and you feel like really overwhelmed and you don't know what the right thing to do is, and it's just like if I go this way there's this problem, if I go that way there's this problem, and you're just kind of in a frustrating place right now for whatever reason. And the reason for that is because there are some things that are manifesting right now, but they haven't come to fruition just yet. So you're in that really difficult state right before the flower blooms, right? While you're just waiting and waiting and waiting, and you're like, is this thing going to die or what? Because I don't know if it's ever going to open. Is my flower ever going to open and bloom? And yes, it is, but just give it a little bit more time. It looks like it's coming, and you're just on that last final push. So whatever you're working on, whatever you're trying to manifest, whatever you're looking forward to, you're so close. Just keep pushing and you're going to get it. So that's the overall kind of energy for the month. With that said, I'd like to dive into the individual areas a little bit here. The first one that I want to talk about for you guys is mentally upstairs, what's happening with our mind, with our thought process, how we're viewing the world, how we're interpreting information. And what comes up here for you guys is the Wheel of Fortune card, right? So the Wheel of Fortune card, what I'm getting when I look at this is that the Wheel of Fortune is a lot about knowledge and studies and acquiring things also, in addition to the other meanings of the card. But this is the one I'm really pulling on. So what I'm getting for you guys mentally upstairs is that you're going to be absorbing a lot of information. You're going to be learning a lot of information, whether it's by force or by choice, but there's going to be a lot of stuff going in the old noggin this month. And that could be anything too, from if you have a job and you want to level up, maybe you're doing extra stuff for fun or for requirement. Maybe there's an area of study that you're interested in looking into, maybe just for fun. So you're really going to be acquiring a lot of knowledge in a lot of different ways this month. So make sure you take good care of yourself, because when your brain starts working a lot and over time, I think sometimes you tend to get a little bit tired. So make sure that you are taking care of yourself as well. Now, that's another thing too we're going to go into in the next section here with our body, with our physical being, with our house that we live in here every day. What's going on with our body this month? What do we need to know? What do we need to be aware of? Well, this one, the message looks pretty simple and pretty clear if you ask me. This one right here is telling me that we are going to just be keeping on track with whatever it is we are doing for ourselves, whether that is self-care, whether it is medical stuff that we're being required to do, whether it's just physical exercise, whether it's diets, whatever it is that you're doing to take care of your body, the house that you live in, it's very important for you to stay on track this month. And I see that you are staying on track. The energy this month is very, it's kind of pushing you to do that, and it's making it easy for you to do that. So if you haven't started anything and you want to start something, August would be perfect for that. So get up, get on it, start with what you've got, where you are, and just keep going. So it looks like that's going to be a good energy for you guys this month. The next thing we want to look at is we want to look at what's happening in our feels and our soft little candy centers in here and our emotions. What is happening for August? Now, before everyone freaks out, because sometimes people do when this card comes up, the Death card comes up, but I actually really like this card a lot. The Death card is not just a card of death. It's a card of death and rebirth. So that means while some things are dying and falling away, you're leaving room for new things to come in that may be better, at least equal or better to what you already have going on. And, you know, this is just a cycle too. It's like in order for things to grow, things have to die. You go back to kind of the flower analogy. Some plants are seasonal, so they have to die for the other ones to come up. And so what it's looking at in regards to your feelings and your emotions this month inside and here in your heart chakra area is that you're going to be looking at things that aren't working. You might be looking at things that don't feel good to you, whether it is relationships, because relationships are heart connections, of course, whether it's friendships, whether it's family members, things in that area, coworkers, any sort of relationships that you have personally. You're probably going to be looking at those this month and seeing which ones look good and which ones don't, which ones are serving you, which people are really like your cheerleaders. If you're like, I want to go to the circus and I want to get shot out of a cannon, this is my new dream, and your friends are either like, that doesn't sound so great, or your friends are like, yes, I love that, like, let's go to the practice field and I want to see this happen. You know, you want the people who are cheerleading for you. Now, I'm not saying get shot out of a cannon or anything, but just as an example. You know, you want people that are going to support you with your hopes and your dreams and your wishes, and the things that you are trying to manifest. You want people who are going to push you forward. So if people aren't pushing you forward or aren't being supportive, this might be a good month to kind of take a look at that, and, you know, maybe do some weeding in the garden. Another thing you want to look at, because this is in the emotionals and the feels and the soft candy center there, is that you want to look at how you feel about things. How do I feel about my exercise routine? How do I feel about my job? How do I feel about my house? You know, how do I feel when I go to the park? How do I feel when I go hiking? Like, how do you feel when you do things in your day-to-day life, where you're going, what you're doing, where you're living, where you're staying, where you're visiting? How are you feeling about things? Because it might be changing for you. And that's what this month is telling you. Maybe some of the things you've always done are not the best way to continue to do things. So if it doesn't feel good, if it's not making you totally happy, if it just feels off or uncomfortable, take a break for a while and see if you feel better about life without having so much of that certain activity or that certain area or that certain thing around. And if you do feel better, maybe it's a sign that you might need to make some changes. We also have a lot of planetary retrogrades that have been happening this month and continuing into this month. This month around the 19th or so, a lot of our planets will be falling out of retrograde. So this should be a little bit helpful for you with the intense energy that everyone is feeling right now, because a lot of people are really freaking out, me included. It's heavy for sure. So, you know, take a look at that, because a lot of these transits too are forcing us to look at things in this capacity that the death card is forcing us to look at stuff, especially in our feels, right? So take a look at those things this month, and don't be afraid to let stuff go if it's not working for you. You change over time. People change over time. What you like changes over time. What you need will change over time. So make sure you have everything that feels good to you, that fits who you are right now. The last thing that we want to look at is our spirit. What's happening with our spirit, with our spirituality, with our practices? What's going on this month? And it looks like we're all having a little bit of trouble here. It looks like we're having some problems feeling like we're on top of whatever it is that we're doing. So in our practice, are we meditating every day regularly? Are we going to church if that's something that we enjoy doing? Are we spending our time in nature that makes us feel good and grounded and connected? Do we maybe need to study a little bit more in certain areas so that we can grow and level up? Maybe we're feeling a little lost in an area. Maybe we're feeling a little bored in an area. Whatever it is, it seems like, you know, you feel like you've lost your footing a little bit, and maybe you just don't know what to do. Maybe you're just feeling a little lost in general. That could be another energy that's coming up with this particular card. And you know what? It's okay if you're lost once in a while. I think we all kind of get off the path a little bit. And the good news is it's easy to get back on. So just get back to the routine. Get back to doing the things that you're supposed to be doing. You know, get back to your, you know, this is in the body. Keep on top of the track of what you need to be doing. We can use it over here too for spirit. You know, keep on track of things that we need to be doing, because a lot of spiritual practice too does affect our physical being and our body. So keep that in mind when you are going through August. So overall, I don't think there's anything bad. I think a lot of us are going through kind of a challenging time right now where we're trying to manifest a lot of stuff. A lot of things are changing. Once again, 2019 is a year where the universe is truly trying to give us what our heart most desires, and some of us are farther away from that than other people. So the farther away you are, it might be a little bit more discombobulating or challenging to try to catch up, but the universe is backing you. You know, it's got your 6. It's going to give you everything that you need this year if you just step up to the plate. It's going to ask you to do stuff, and if you do it, it's going to get you where you want to go. So while there are some things that are changing this month, don't be afraid to step up, and don't be afraid to keep pushing forward. It looks like things really are going to open up for you if you can just hang in there for a little bit longer. So that's everything I've got for you guys. I hope that you enjoyed this month's reading. I always enjoy giving them to you. And thanks so much again for all of your support and everything else that you guys give me with my apothecary, with my readings and everything. You guys are really the best, and I genuinely appreciate you. So until next time, till the fall, till September, this is it for me. So I hope you guys have an amazing August. And until next time, I look forward to seeing you, and have an absolutely beautiful day.